Welcome back to the Coming Out Happy podcast. We are your hosts, Danny and Keely, and we are so glad that you're here. Welcome back to the show. Coming Out Happy podcast is all about being LGBTQ+, dating struggles, and so much more.
If you like what you hear, make sure you leave us a 5-star review and rating. We can't wait to hear from you. And as always, welcome back to the show. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Coming Out Happy podcast. We are less than a week out from Thanksgiving. I honestly love Thanksgiving because I love to eat. We all know that. We're actually having a Friendsgiving tomorrow with our Coming Out Happy community, and I'm going to be doing a baking little TV show for them. I'm not sure how it's going to go, but I thought I would make some pumpkin pie with Danny. Danny, are you excited for that?
I'm excited to watch you bake, but more importantly, I'm excited for all of our Coming Out Happy members to watch you bake as well. Just because I'm used to how messy you get in the kitchen, but they haven't.
Things will be literally flying everywhere, flour, sugar, all over the place. I'm super excited for it. But anyway, I know that the holidays can be a tough time for a lot of us. I know for us, it was really tough growing up, and now this year going home, and many people that might be going home to their family, it could be hard to navigate. And so we just want to provide you with some tips, kind of talk about it a little bit, how you can get through it, and just really have a good Thanksgiving, right?
Yeah, so first, I kind of wanted to dive into my experience of going home for the holidays. Yeah. So I have definitely had my fair share of fights with my family regarding politics, all that good stuff. But I remember a specific time where I went home and my family was asking me if I had a boyfriend. And that was extremely uncomfortable because at the time I knew that I was gay, but I wasn't ready to be open about my sexuality yet. And whenever the questions were to pop up, I would just freeze and I really wouldn't even know what to say because I was so uncomfortable and I wasn't ready. And I just remember how much pain I was in because I wanted to express who I was, but I really wasn't ready to tell my family yet. And I remember how badly I felt. It's like this is a time where a lot of people are getting asked a bunch of questions about their life, and sometimes we're not ready to be ourselves in any kind of way, and sometimes we're just already out and we're flaunting it, and it's awesome. But, I remember what being in the closet was like, especially during the holiday season. What about you, Kate?
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I was very defensive. So when I would go home and I was asked if, I was talking to anyone or I had a boyfriend, it would kind of trigger me, where I would get really worked up and I'd be like, no, and it was obvious, I'm sure, because I was literally freaking out and saying no because I don't even know why they would ask if I had a boyfriend. I don't know. I was just getting really frustrated. But I think now I just have so much more peace about it. Obviously, I'm out now, and my family has come a long way. As before, they weren't as accepting of me as they are now. And so I'm excited to go home this year. I'm excited to see how things are. I know that the process of, family accepting you, when they don't accept you, it takes some time for them to really process who you are. I think sometimes they feel like their perception of you is gone because they thought you were this different person for so long, and it takes some time to adjust. But hopefully what I've learned through this process is that once they really see you for you and they see you happy with the person maybe you're with, or they see you happy being your most authentic self, they can grow to love the you that you truly are, that you maybe were all along but just didn't show this part of yourself. And I know my family's changed a lot, so I'm excited to go home this year and just really spend time with them.
Yeah, let's definitely talk about last year. Keely spent Thanksgiving with me, and that was the first time I ever brought someone home, and it was such a great experience. I would never trade it for anything. It was so nice watching her come home and meet, my grandparents and meet, people that I'm close with, because honestly, before I came out, I just never even saw that happening. I literally thought that would never happen, and I'm so glad it did.
How do you think it was with your family? How were you expecting them to react? Because I was so nervous meeting her parents.
Well, you met my parents before, but really being surrounded by them on I guess like a special day just for families, like it was just really nice, like watching you cook with my grandma and making those nice mashed potatoes and like just I don't know, it felt like I was in a dream kind of. Like that was like the perfect moment. That's like when people will like propose. It's like that kind of environment, and it's so nice and so warm during those times. Like it was just so special. I don't even know how else to describe it, but like I literally, like I said, I thought it was impossible. I was like, I would never bring somebody home. Could never see myself coming out. I could never see myself doing these things with someone who loves me the right way. Never.
Yeah, oh, that's so sweet. It was really, really special. I had a really great Thanksgiving. It was just so nice to be surrounded by, people that accepted us for us. And it felt really special to just get to meet your grandma and your grandpa and everyone that's been in your life. And like, it helped me know you better too. I just remember, and I keep seeing this picture in my head, and it's you, Danny. You were sitting, I think I was doing dishes, and you were sitting in your, like, favorite blanket and your, like, pajamas that you would wear when you were younger.
Okay, you don't have to go deep into this.
But I have to tell everyone. And you would sit there with your pie, and you're sitting in the chair.
You're like, calling me out right now.
You looked so cozy, and you had a blanket around you, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is just like so cool to see Danny like so comfortable and in her element, and like just back at home with family. And I think it shows a lot about the person, like when they go home and like how they act
being home, honestly. Like I love being home. I'm from New York, and I love going back and having all the pizza and all the bagels that I ever could want. But a lot of it brings up like really bad memories of me as a kid, because I go home to my childhood room where I spent most of my time crying and hiding. And I just like it's hard. It's hard like being back in that space, and then just surrounding myself with the environment that I was when I was completely like at my lowest. It's really hard to go back, but I try to go back with the different mindset of I'm not who I used to be, and I love who I am now, and now I have someone to share my life with. Like it's a big transformation, and I do get anxious going home. So anybody else who's vibing that way too, I totally see you. You're definitely not alone, but remembering that you're not the person that you used to be, and that life will get better if you make it better is the mindset to ride on.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I love that. We changed so much, and last year for sure, like obviously I didn't know you when you were younger, but I saw you at peace. I really saw you, and I always picture you.
Peace with my pie.
Yeah, piece with your pie. Literally just sitting there, and it was really beautiful. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. This year we're actually not spending Thanksgiving together. We're not married yet. Maybe feels like it. We do live together here in California, but this year we are going our separate ways.
We'll see each other in a few days.
I think
after
you're
that.
I think you're only gone for like 4 days. But I'm going home with my family this year. Last year I went home with Danny, so I thought it would be nice to stay here, which will be really fun, and I'll get to spend time with my family. My family actually moved I'm from Colorado originally, if you guys didn't know that, but my family moved to California, so I'll be here this year, and Danny will be in New York. But Max, our dog, will stay with me.
So anyway, if you're feeling anxious, you're feeling rough and frustrated and confused during the holiday season, we just want you to know that you're definitely not alone. And we've been there, and we're sending so much love your way. It's unbelievable. We're giving you virtual hugs every single day up until the day.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for listening and tuning in. And if you need any more support, please go to our Instagram at Coming Out Happy. And if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, make sure you leave us a 5-star review, and we'll definitely check in on that, and can't wait to hear from you. So thank you so much for listening. Have a great Thanksgiving if we don't see you until then, and we'll speak next Friday. Bye, everyone.